They really, really need to work on that slider. Oh, hello everyone, welcome to this, the post-Halloween pre-election spookiest show of the year. You can tell how spooky it will be by simple virtue of the fact that the spookiest night of the year has now been more or less surpassed by the notion that tomorrow civil war will break out throughout the entire United States. Those who favor pineapple on pizza will go to war with the aid of those who believe that boneless chicken wings are in fact wings. We are going to get back to all of the wonderful, horrifying realities of our civil strife and unrest and discord all at once as we line up and cough on our neighbors and spit on our pens and smear fucking personal goo, let's call it, all over a voting place. Maybe this is just my plan. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to do any of that. I'm barely convinced I'm going to vote, even though I probably will. Now, listen. You want to dare call me Tim Pool Crab? All right, I'll tell you what. Crab. You can come on up here. Any old time, Crab. Come on up here. I'll show you just how much hair I've really got. I'll show you exactly how much time I've spent actually combing my hair, and how few hats actually fit me. This is the only hat that, sadly, that I own that really properly fits me. And steampunk goggles were left over by a friend who was supposed to have a big Halloween and didn't end up happening. In fact, it was kind of a tragic situation. Over the last couple of days, I've actually been having to deal with this, and it's funny because it's a sort of, well, it's this kind of thing that like brings one's mind back around to the questions that they maybe started asking a long time ago, or perhaps, questions that, maybe they should have asked themselves more often. Because in the same way, if you followed me long enough, I'm sure you know at this point that I've been inundated, drowning in family court dramas for the better part of a decade, and it's kind of influenced some opinions that I have. And thus we come around to this again when a friend of mine is actually the victim of domestic violence, and simply because the Manchester Police Department it used to be famous for being corrupt. Now I'm noticing it's very famous for being utterly inept. They're always busy. You call them and you say, I need to report a crime. They're like, all right, we're going to try and get someone after you when we can. When's that? Oh, we're really busy. But then that's the curious thing, is because you find their cruisers just parked together like Dunkin' Donuts in random parking lots, just so they could sit around, shoot shit a little bit, wait for some big emergency call. Now, granted, people are shooting each other here left and right, and frankly, with most of these people being who they are, I really can't blame them. But all the same, my friend's been going through some ugly battles, domestic battles, yeah, and yeah. Way more hair, but I'm washing all of my hair. I wash all of my hairs, Mickey, individually. Every single strand of this big old mop of mine. I go through and I parse it out, and then I just sort of squeaky clean each individual strand of hair as I can. It takes hours. It's unbearable. That's why I've taken to wearing steampunk hats post-Halloween, you see. That way we can, that way I can catch up to the rest of you all. Now, it is kind of nice because, if I'm not mistaken, at least it looks right now to be as though this show somehow is not a glitchy trash bag nightmare, which is refreshing, as if you remember last time, it was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, so here we are. Now, let's take a look. We've got the Yables Christos here. I'm gonna try something, because I'll have to take this fabulous hat off. I'm gonna put my fucking headphones on. And everyone knows that's a bitch. But I'm gonna see if there's any echo, if there's feedback here. We're gonna bring Jables in. I'm gonna bring Yables Christos. Yables Christos. In nomine Patros et Spiritus Sausages.
You summoned me.
Yeah. So, are we getting feedback now? Here's the thing I gotta find out. Oh,
I don't hear anything.
Well, good. Well, we're just gonna run on the assumption that it's all working out just fine. Are you excited for tomorrow's big day, Yables?
What's happening tomorrow?
Well, there's some. I think tomorrow is the last day you're able to vote for your favorite Dancing with the Stars contestant. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't really follow that show.
Yeah, no, there's some kind of popularity contest going on tomorrow. I don't really know what it's about, but I'm going to show up just because, I'm the kind of guy, I just need to be where the people are, you know?
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm going to run around in my black hoodie, throw my bandana on, hope somebody, screams Antifa at me and, fires, an AR several times. Because I want to be the catalyst for civil unrest. We don't have a lot of black people in New Hampshire, is what I'm saying, okay?
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't need to be a cop who shoots me, but as long as it's some tactical Facebook operator, with a MAGA flag, well, I'm fine with that. Also, because I don't need to tell you what it's like. You're someone puts a gun to your head. It's like, what are your last words? And your last words ought to be, "I've been waiting for you."
It's about time.
Yeah, what the fuck took you so long? Do you read the news? Have you seen what I've had to deal with? Oh, I'm glad you're here, friendo. Thank Christ. Now, of course, we are in a new month now, which also means that I'm back to shamelessly begging you all for financial support. You could do that with Streamlabs. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm going to have to get a whole lot of food buckets when the election results are announced, given that we're just going to plunge straight into a civil war. Oh, my God. And all of a sudden, we're going to say gun control was a good idea when suddenly we realize that a bunch of Family Dollar ninjas and a bunch of Facebook operators got their hands on some mortars and some guided missiles because the dark web. And I want to make sure. I need enough beans. I don't think I have enough beans to survive that yet.
I heard Walmart recently stopped selling guns.
No, Walmart. No, actually, so if I got the story on that one correctly, Walmart stopped selling guns and they took the guns and ammo off the floor, right? Specifically during the time in which they were expecting unrest because they were worried if they got looted, all their guns and ammo would be, looted. And then once, and then if I recall correctly, once they saw that wasn't going to be the case, they went ahead and just put it back on the store shelves because, you got to, somebody's got to sell ARs, right?
Oh, of course.
So I'm saying. So... yeah, so, a bunch of people are stockpiling up on ammo. I've got enough ammo to get ammo from somebody with ammo when they're doing one of their dumbass patrols. And I need some beans, folks. So listen, you jump on over to the Streamlabs there, and you can help me buy as many beans as I can carry. And I'll make multiple trips. I'm not above it. I'll make black bean casserole. I'll make black bean burgers. I'm not going vegan. I'm just trying to get ready to survive. Jables, what are you doing to prepare for the oncoming collapse of society?
Well, I have a reversible, it's kind of like an open sign.
Mm-hmm.
Open and close sign, so I can just flip it back and forth real easily. One side says Black Lives Matter, the other side says Trump 2020. So, just depending on who I see running by, I'll just flip that around. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's clever. What are you going to do, though, when they come for you? Now, before you go ahead and ask who is they, I don't know. But all I've been informed via the internet that they will be coming for you and probably all of your family members' available orifices. We're in dark times here, dude. There's a lot of raping's going to happen tomorrow.
No, I live alone.
All right. Oh, okay. So when
use the affection.
Okay, so when the radically politically motivated rapist shows up at your house, you're just going to invite them in and say, "It's been so long since I've had any guests here."
Yeah.
So
Can't rape the willing.
Well, I think that's actually that's a pretty clever. I think that's a pretty clever thing. Can you imagine, like, you get a home invader breaks into your house and they're all like, they show up with duct tape, handcuffs, and lube, and they're there to rape you, and they're getting off on the raping, and then you just flip the script on them by like making eye contact and being like, "So we doing this?
Yeah,
We doing this?"
exactly.
Oh my god. I mean, I replied to that one Craigslist ad. I didn't think you'd actually show up.
And called that number I found in the bathroom stall that said "call for good time." I don't know how you got my address, but thank you for
Yeah.
showing up.
Holy shit! Did you call? You must have called. You called the post office, didn't you? Oh my god, this is better than Christmas. By the way, like, Christmas was always kind of bad. But listen, let's get this on. And then, at that point, you've either consented, therefore it's not rape, and, even if they, the police show up, they can be like, no, this is the weirdest thing in my rape career. They just straight up said, have at it. Never thought that would happen. You can get that. Or otherwise you can get a civil war in the midst of a pandemic. Either which way. What I'm saying is that we all need to be prepared for getting raped in our own homes, because who knows who's going to be president tomorrow. And according to both of them, you're going to get raped if the other guy wins. So what I'm getting from this is everybody's getting raped. And we can all move on together. We can learn to heal as a nation from our traumatic sexual assault experiences that occurred post-election.
Wow. Unless you follow my plan, then you won't get raped. Problem solved.
No, I thought your plan was to get raped. You were making it sound like you were really...
lonely.
You were making it sound like you've been really lonely is what that's what I was hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you consent, it's not rape.
Yeah, okay, so we've got the same plan here. Okay. Good, I'm glad we're on the same page here. I didn't want to...
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Crab, actually. American Sex Story. Yeah, that's going to be the next season of American Horror Story. But it's not even going to be about rape. It's going to be about the kind of sex that married people have. It's going to be obligatory. It's going to be like there's dates marked on the calendar. And they say, oh, it's time to fulfill your marital obligations and stop bitching about my Pornhub account. This is the future America is barreling into, and I'm for one, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I'm surprised crowd didn't go American History XXX.
Oh.
Wait, that's already a movie.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, I'm like, I'm sure they made that one. It's nothing but prison rape, as it turns out. There's not even any racist shit. It's just nothing but prison rape.
No, it's nothing but racism.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying you've already seen this film?
Yeah, it's on eFucked.
Uh-huh. Of course you have. You're like, yeah, of course I've seen that. I got the DVD box set. Are you serious? Which, I mean, honestly, well, it's a weird segue, but on that same point, on Thursday, I'm actually going to be talking to Frank Mink, who was he was the basis for American History X. Former, like, violent neo-Nazi turned de-radicalization speaker. It's going to be coming on my channel. Real streams coming back again, folks. It's going to be happening again. Serious business over there. We're going to be talking about racisms and how to not do racisms on people's, and what you can do when you see a racisms happen in person, in the flesh there, depending on the color of the flesh, as racisms tend to go. So I hope y'all tune into that. I'll announce time sooner or later. It's going to be on Thursday there. We're going to discuss it after the election. That way, after all of the Nazis and the communists have had their little punch-ups out in the street in front of fucking Circle K, we'll be able to discuss how we can heal as a nation and come back together. It'll be a fine time. Fine time. I'm loving it. You excited?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, Jables, what was it like for you when you stopped being a neo-Nazi?
I was able to have more friends.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Suddenly your Applebee's rewards card started working again.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, holy shit, I can watch Tyler Perry movies and no one's gonna hate me for it. Solid copy on that, Mr. Buckley. Let me tell you about that. Now, so as far as it goes, though, have you voted? Are you planning on voting?
Yeah, I already voted.
They did? Do you want to
Yeah.
disclose who you voted for?
Yeah, Vermin Supreme. I told you.
Well done.
He shouted me out on the live stream once.
Well
Remember?
done, son. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, listen, if there's anything that should ever motivate somebody to vote, I think it's getting their name shouted out on a live stream on Facebook. That's
Yeah.
yeah. Or was it
'Cause,
Facebook or was it
I
when
already
he was
live in a
here?
state that always goes blue, so I'm not too worried about it.
Now was that when Vermin was that when Vermin was on the show, or was that when I basically hosted his
It was the stocking making. thing.
Okay, yeah, so it was his Facebook Live thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, listen, again, people can promise all kinds of things, but when you get a politician who says your internet name on the internet, they mean what they're saying.
And wishes you a Merry Christmas. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, the merriest of Christmases. In fact, that was about a year ago now, I think.
Yeah, it was last Christmas.
Jesus, fuck. Well, I like to, as soon as Halloween's over, we're just like, yeah, it's Christmas time. But what about Thanksgiving? Shit, it's Christmas time!
Yeah, no, we were arguing in the Discord about this, yelling at people. Turkey first, then we can think about Christmas shit.
Yeah, what do you eat at Christmas? You eat a ham. Or a turkey. I think the turkey thing, though, is because the grocery stores always have so many more turkeys than they can sell. So they kind of turn Christmas into another turkey thing. It's like, oh, it's your Christmas turkey. Like, who the fuck happened? When did Jesus? What is that? What they gave him when he climbed out of his tomb? Wait, no, when he was born. Yeah, because I forget how these work. Is that
well, sure as hell was an ham.
Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, yeah. They're gonna give a Jew ham. How does that work out though? How the fuck does that work? Fucking suddenly somehow fucking ham, like pork pie. It's almost like, oh, this is the Christmas shrimp. It's like, what?
Yeah, you're right. A lot of Christmas parties do have shrimp cocktails.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things too, though. It's like, oh, listen, I'm going to my Muslim friend's Eid party. Oh man, everyone there gets a free puppy. What? No, it's not how it works. They don't like dogs. They don't like dogs or shrimp or pork, which is why I don't go to their parties.
That's fair.
I'm thinking no. I mean, you know what? I think for next Hanukkah, I'm gonna every day I'm just gonna pray to Jehovah to get the tip of my dick sewn back on at some point.
Oh,
Yeah.
with that.
Oh yeah. And then
Well, if the big civil war is raging on like it should, like it might be, just find somebody with your blood type, take their foreskin.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see. This is why we're friends, Jables, is because you do all of the right kind of thinking when I need it most. So listen.
I like to think outside the box.
Listen, Tim Pool, I know he's been trying to get Vosh on his show, but honestly, if he wants like an intelligent leftist, if you can call me that, the leftist part, not the intelligent part. That's the title. But no, I'd be happy to go on there and we could talk foreskin reclamation after, the Civil War between, what is it, patriots and Jews. Is that where he's at yet? That's where he's now. That's where he's at now, right?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Vosh.
Oh, no. I was talking about Tim Pool. I mean, Vosh could be all about, listen, Jews are fine people, but Israel's a threat, and we need to round them all up and put them on trains to somewhere that isn't Israel. I don't know. I don't know what his solution is.
I don't pay attention to Tim Pool either. So.
Well, then who's going to talk to me about foreskin reclamation? I mean, I could get Ben Shapiro on, but he'd be like, no, that foreskin needs to be gone. Why? Well, because I mean, who does anything with their penis outside of urinate, right? Am I right? Like, oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot who I was talking to. That's right, Ben.
Yeah.
Get the honey badgers on here. They'll be like, this isn't even about religion. It's about women. Vampire women. Gnashing their shredded teeth. And chomping off baby dicks.
It's about women having unrealistic standards for men and forcing the chopping of baby dicks. That's more of a honey badger argument.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. It's like, yeah, well, like, Well, it's just kind of funny thing because, like, I mean, granted, like, so, like, I got my dick snipped, and I'm not too happy about it, but it's one of those things like there's nothing I can really do about it now, right? And my shit still works, and then and then it's funny because like whereas I do think it's like a human rights violation kind of thing, at the same time I can't, like, anytime I see someone say, like, oh, well, the whole, like, when they, like, gnash the clitoris out with a piece of broken slate in the Sahara, it's the same. Like, oh, is it? I mean, you could say two things are bad and say one of them is a little more grotesque.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad, but it's a lot more surgical.
Well, I honestly think, too, that these, I think a lot of these, like, religious traditions, let's say, if you break them down and you think about what's really possibly going on there, it makes a different kind of sense. So let's start out like Jews got the yarmulke, right? Now, what's a yarmulke? And by the way, to YouTube and Twitch here, I am Jewish. I will flop my circumcised cock out on camera if you guys want me to maintain, the credibility of this channels. But no, I mean, when you think about it, so what is a yarmulke? Well, it's a little tiny piece of hat that sits right at the same spot that, guys typically tend to bald out on, right?
Yeah, it's sunscreen without,
It's sunscreen
pimples.
plus you're covering your bald spot. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that going on. And I kind of like how, that theory that most religious law is based on people who didn't get invited to parties. I think it's like, no premarital sex. It's like, are you saying that because God doesn't like it or because you didn't get any? That doesn't matter. Okay, all right, so no premarital sex. And then you think it's like, all right, well, why are some barbaric cultures chopping out women's clitorises? And then you think, oh, there's probably a bunch of dudes who got really embarrassed about the fact that one of their buddies knew how to find it, but they could never do it. So then all of a sudden, God told them, got to get rid of that shit. Where is it? I don't know. It's roughly in this area. Let's just cut the whole thing out. We'll sew it up. It'll be fine. See? If I can't have sexual pleasure, no one can.
Over on YouTube, Stephen Jenkins, we have soap. You can just wash your dick. Circumcision, it doesn't really make it any cleaner. Just wash your dick.
Yeah, honestly, like if you have this is the thing, this is the comical thing I find about circumcision too, is that so it's a bunch of people who after they get done telling everyone how perfect God is and how he did everything just perfectly and how nothing he did could possibly be fucked up, they look at their son and they say, I think he's got a little too much dick. Listen, big guy, you made a teensy little oopsie there, but don't worry, I got you covered. I'm gonna hack this shit clean off, and it's gonna be fine from there. Yeah, it's like if you grow up with it, if you grow up with a dick, I'm pretty sure you figure out how to clean it out. Eventually, hopefully, right?
Yeah, it won't be that hard.
Yeah, I mean, if there's some people who aren't, well, then that's not my problem because I ain't getting anywhere close to that cheese dick, literal cheese dick. Probably got shit fermenting in there, bunch of kimchi swimming around in that foreskin. Not interested.
Well, I know some people that like to stash their snacks in there. But...
Oh yeah. Well, no, I had a buddy. I was still friends with him, but I think it was just because he grew up around people who were cut, and he was always finding these really bizarre things to do. We were fucking shit faced one night in this like clown shoes trap house apartment he was living in. This is the same apartment too. I had a massive headache one time, and I asked like a friend of a friend, I'm like, you got any aspirin or anything? Like, oh, I don't know, I got some headache medicine. Gave me fucking Suboxone. I had a hell of a night.
Nice.
Yeah. But no. One time I watched this homeboy stuff an entire Darth Vader, fold an entire Darth Vader action figure up into his foreskin. Wasn't really sure what to make of that. Still kind of traumatized about the fact that I saw it, but the real point is that it happened. And listen, this is something that those of us who've been cut don't never get to enjoy. And I think that's a crime against humanity. I'm over here just trying to stuff action figures in my penis. And
yeah. I don't really know the difference though, because I've never experienced having a foreskin. So
Oh yeah, no, neither do I. I just know I've never been able to put an action figure in there.
hmm
I feel like I'm missing out. You know, but well, anyway, look. Let's do some news, huh? Got some news. Got some real news. Got some not so real news. Um, things,
oh
things, things. Oh, yeah, you're already looking. You're like, oh fuck, really? Like, yeah,
yeah.
really? Oh
Well,
yeah.
my work is trying to implement this thing. They're testing like some devices that are being sold now to promote social distancing. Um,
Just
so
stop.
it's basically they're going to give everybody like a wristband, and so when that wristband is within 6 feet of another wristband, it'll buzz.
That's fun. I love the idea of my employers quite literally not only tracking where I go, but tracking how close I get to my coworkers. Oh, it's
I'm
just
fine because there's a lot of fucking close standers at work, and
yeah, just people who like get all up like right up in your face, like, "Hey, Jables, how's it going?" I'm cool.
yeah, well,
That's great.
before the pandemic and everything, they did all up in your shit. Like just standing super fucking close and practically rubbing up against you. And then after pandemic, they stand about a foot away.
Yeah.
So
Well, oh wow, this shit's still playing. Holy fuck. Well, for those who are watching now, boom, there we go. All right, let's just transition over to this. So this is fun. The Massachusetts governor is announcing new coronavirus restrictions as state infections surge. Oh, that's fun. You know, this is what I live for. You know, this is what I'm all about. Massachusetts Republican Governor Charlie Baker, a fucking well, he's a Massachusetts, Republican. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, Charlie Baker there. He's now going to be requiring people to, let's see, all face coverings for everyone over 5. Also, he announced that they are going to be putting stay-at-home orders, instructing residents to stay home between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. It's not a curfew, but it is. So that's going into effect. Also, let me see here. Limit indoor gatherings to no more than 10 people. No outdoor gatherings no more than 25. Early closure of certain businesses, 9:30 p.m. Schools will continue to remain open. However, as data suggests that schools haven't been proven to be a source of outbreaks. Well, that's what he's saying. So, yeah, this is going to... I'm excited at living here in New Hampshire. I'm personally excited for this. Specifically on the grounds that, well, I mean, all these people in Massachusetts who are bored as fuck and they don't get to go out to the bars till the time that they like, where do you think they're going to be coming?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeehaw! Now, it's fine, though, because I'm trying...
So many Deweys.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to drink... Well, I'm trying to drink less whiskey in general. So I'm thinking with all this going on, it'll probably be, a good time in the old Granite State really soon. So that's Charlie Baker. He's doing that thing from Massachusetts. But here's the thing. How about this? How many people out there wear fucking contact lenses, I'm sure some of you all got broken-ass eyes, right? Well, a Florida man invented a fucking robot. A robot to, like, press your contact lenses on your eyeballs.
Today's health news.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll have a little look, see this, see what's
Oh, I thought this was gonna go robot eyes, but
Oh yeah, no. He just built this this old boomer here. Got sick of having to press his own eyeballs up, and look at this. Isn't this that? Look how cool. Isn't that fun? Look at that. Look how fun that is.
there's a lot of trust in that robot.
Oh yeah, because imagine what happens when somebody miscalibrates it.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God, Magneto. So yes, okay. Sir Ian McKellen's brother, Duke David McKellen, is the inventor of this eyeball punching robot. Now, he initially wanted to make a robot that could just give him a black eye. That way he could finally actually get the wife that he's hated for 40 years run up on domestic violence charges. But instead he ended up inviting this thing that's perfectly capable of putting shit on and taking shit off your eyeballs. Now, this machine is expected to, it's expected to only run about, $30,000 or $40,000. But if you're tired of having to poke yourself in the eye just so you can, read the latest Harry Potter adaptation, then you're in luck. Because, now this guy's here. He's like, yeah, I'm a real doctor. I'm just sticking people with unproven vaccines here given me by Bill and Melinda Gates personally. And we're just going to see if we can eradicate polio or bring it back. We're not really sure what we're doing here, but we're going to make this work, is what he's saying. Also, this guy, he got his medical degree in Belize. So, I don't know. You take that, you take it to the bank or you can keep it at home in your pocket. It's up to you. Keep it cash.
Probably good for people with Parkinson's.
Exactly. Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. Big time Parkinson's. That's what I was thinking. It's probably what he was thinking too. After I've been there the whole time. Well, here's a little change of pace with the news. All right, just sort of tap into some old school shit here, but it's kind of funny because all right. So, do you remember DeRay McKesson?
Sounds. Wait. Was he the guy that got all pissed because Planet of the Apes had that one ape that had a similar vest as him?
I forgot about that, but yes, that's that. Yes, same guy. Whew. All right, good call there. Yes, thank you, Deadwolf, for that. Yeah, no, same guy. But it's funny because he was like, because he was like a Black Lives Matter organizer, leader, and also one of these kind of like professional semi-celebrity activists, like. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking from the perspective of someone, I've organized and led marches. I've gotten arrested for political shit. I know what activism is, and then I know a real dyed-in-the-wool organizer from a showboater when I see one. That was always my criticism of the guy. Everybody else hated him though, just because he was woke. Well, it's the funny thing is the people who hated him, their central thing has always been free speech. But yeah, Supreme Court with Amy Coney Barrett, who was supposed to strip us of all civil liberties. I'm really disappointed in you, Amy, by the way. I know you watched the show, Amy. If you're watching now, I want you to know I'm very disappointed. You had a perfect opportunity to strip a bunch of rights away from people, and you didn't do it. You're letting a whole nation, well, half of a nation, down. 40% of people. You're letting them down. Seriously.
Wow, it's almost like all of the lefty fear-mongering about her taking away everybody's rights might not be as true as we thought.
Yeah. I mean, the big danger is going to be whether or not she's like a William Barr kind of person who believes like executive authority should be universal and unchallenged, and that the sitting president should be allowed to sit as long as he likes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We both know this whole election's going to end up in the courts. We're not the voters. We are not deciding anything this year. The courts will be deciding everything. It's fine. But, well, with this story though, DeRay McKesson. So apparently, the story, and we remember this guy. You remember that face? Loves himself a camera. But yeah. So in Baton Rouge back in 2016, there was a shooting death of Alton Sterling. Triggered protests across the U.S. An officer was struck in the face by a rock, and he sued DeRay McKesson as an organizer on the theory that he knew or should have known that violence would result. The court apparently has ruled that, McKesson rose to prominence during blah, blah, blah. ACLU took up his case, blah, blah, blah. Supreme Court, in an unsigned opinion, said the appeals court should not have reached its ruling based on free speech rights without clear understanding of Louisiana law. They sent the case back for further review. So the Fifth Circuit should not have ventured into uncertain area of law, tort law, one laden with value judgments and fraught with implications for First Amendment rights, free speech. So Well, I mean, it's just kind of interesting because what we have here is we have a majority conservative Supreme Court ruling in favor of a Black Lives Matter activist on the grounds that the vicarious liability of a cop getting hit in the face with rocks laid on his lap didn't fly because he was practicing his First Amendment rights and that his actions didn't directly contribute to that. Now, I just want to let everyone know, too, Count Dankula is going to... Well, Dankula is going to be on InfoWars tomorrow because, to be frank, that's the kind of election analysis I really want. But it is funny because it's becoming a meme. It's becoming a trope unto itself. The free speech warriors of the world. It's not about free speech. It's about ideology. It's about we got to own the left. It's about we got to crush the opposition, And
I think Count Dankula just likes to go on there to shoot the shit with Alex Jones.
Oh, I don't honestly, Dank. I don't even hold Dank to that kind of account because he makes his convictions clear, and yeah, he's a goof. He's a comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll probably be the first person to tell you you're not supposed to take me seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we got some bots coming in.
Wait, so he's going on InfoWars tomorrow? But I thought Alex Jones was popping in for Joe Rogan's live stream tomorrow.
Well, it was just a tweet that I saw him make. It might have just been stirring the pot kind of shit,
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to tell these days. I honestly, I actually decided because I'll say for my part, I will actually because also the polling location is literally 1 block away from me. Yeah, I'm gonna be going down and pinching my nose and casting them votes. Last time, seriously, I want this to be the last time I ever do this. I hate this shit. I hate elections. I hate poll places. I hate when you walk out and you get some press asking you who you voted for, because I'm happy to say, but at the same time, it's who gives a fuck? Nobody fucking cares. Our votes are meaningless. The democracy is crumbling. It's an exercise in futility, but it feels good. It's like masturbation, basically. Except you don't feel quite as good at the end. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be going to do that, and then I decided because it's election night, because I did it 4 years ago. Yeah, I'm going to be doing an election, probably a rather long election stream tomorrow. We're going to watch the results as they don't come in. We're going to hear the predictions as they are not made. We're just, we're just going to be basically it's going to be hey, everybody, get your drinks ready. Let's watch the shit show, and we'll find out who gets to be our president in March, I guess. That'll be fine. So if you want... Yeah, and if you want, Jables, of course, you're more than welcome to join. I want a panel. Of people on here. I'm going to get some other folks. I'm going to get some e-celebs. Those people whose opinions matter. I'm going to get some of them up in there. It's going to be a good time.
I'll come in and network a bit.
Yeah. Hey, you come in.
I got work the next day.
So yeah, I don't expect you to hang out for the whole thing. That would just be a cruelty. Here's a fun story that has nothing to do with politics, though. Saved by the Whale. A Dutch train runs off of elevated tracks and is caught by a statue's tail.
Nice.
Look at that shit. That's some epic end-of-the-road superhero shit I'm seeing right there.
Yeah, finally Aquaman was useful.
Fucking about goddamn time. Fucking, you can't even make him interesting by turning him into Jason Momoa. Holy fuck. Now, the story here goes, a Dutch train burst past the end of its elevated tracks on Monday in the Netherlands, but instead of crashing to the ground 30 feet below, it was caught by the metro train was caught and held aloft by an artist's massive sculpture of a whale's tail. Despite some damage, no injuries or deaths were reported. Why is it even when it comes to train crashes, the Dutch get away with it? I've had enough of this crap. Listen.
They can't keep getting away with it, though.
No. Oh, no. Listen, I'm about ready to just pack up my bags, apply for a visa, go on over there to Dutch land, as it's known. the nether regions, you know? I'm going to go over to the nether regions. I'm going to be a train conductor just so I can show what a train crash is supposed to look like. Here over in America. Yeah, in America here, we know a decent amount about train wrecks, I'd say. How's that? How's that grab you? Well, the sculpture at the end of the track was given a prescient name, Saved by the Whale's Tail, so that's what that was called. Further proof, Jables, that this is all planned in advance. This is planned well in advance. They knew this would happen. They made it happen, and they were really just trying to get everyone to try to save the whales. This is some lefty liberal environmentalist propaganda. Next thing you know, a bus full of children will fall off of a bridge somewhere and be miraculously caught in the arms of a polar bear statue that happened to be erected there. I'm seeing through this. Hope you're seeing what I'm seeing.
Definitely deep state conspiracies.
Oh, big time. It's unclear whether the train didn't stop. The partial derailment's under investigation. The driver was questioned by police and sent home. They said he reeked like a distillery, and they just couldn't stand talking to him. The train will spend the night on the whale's tail. On Tuesday morning, workers will attempt to lift the train out using slings. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm sure the slings will get it done. The architect, Martin Strugitz, was shocked it held up. That is some serious confidence in your own work, if I've ever heard it. Holy shit. Like, I built this thing, and I am waiting for it to crumble. It did not. Why not? Well, you built it well. No, I did not. I was there when I did it. I can promise you I did not. There was no effort or thought put in at all. He says, I am amazed it is so strong, he wrote to The Guardian. When plastic has stood for 20 years, you don't expect it to hold up a metro train. I hope he's putting that on his fucking LinkedIn, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I am the designer of many pieces of art installations as well as train stands. I build train stands now. If you like, you could just drive your train onto this, whatever. I'm making one now. It's decorated like a bit of a lobster. Yeah. And his claws will grab the train and hold it. Yeah, so his career just fucking took a jump. Now, if that doesn't sound ridiculous, an Indian doctor paid £72,000 for Aladdin's Lamp after being fooled by a fake genie.
Nice.
This is what I want everyone to remember, though. Whenever you hear, like, so-and-so is a doctor, right? Yeah. Doesn't always work out.
Yeah, just a reminder, everybody, I'm a doctor.
He's a doctor, it's true. I'm also a minister.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, like, you can go to him and ask about this STD thing, you know? And then after that, you can come to me and ask for absolution for the sins that got you there in the first place. You see.
Well, I'm also a minister as well.
But by the way, dropping a link real quick in the chats here. If you guys want to support this show and help me build up the funds I need to buy my own fake genie lamp, you can go over to Streamlabs there and just tell me what my wish should be when I get my Aladdin's lamp. Now, I'm not going to be like this dipshit Indian doctor here. Oh, no. No, I'm going to get a real one, okay? And that's going to take some money, and I'm going to need your help getting the cash, y'all. But before we get there, let's find out what happened with this guy. That's a really pretty-looking lamp, I'll say what. But a doctor in India paid £72,000 for an Aladdin's lamp after tricksters faked a genie and said it would bring him riches and good fortune. So basically, if you call Indian doctors with face rig on over Skype, you can apparently convince them of anything.
Yeah.
Top quality healthcare. I'm absolutely certain. Dr. Leek Khan told police in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh that a trickster pretended to be an occultist and made a genie appear from the lamp. Because who knows about After Effects? The genie was a second con man who was in on the swindle. You don't say. It wasn't a real genie, Mirror.com? Well, wow. I'm gobstricken. I'm astounded. It's fucking horrible. Anyway, the impressed victim paid 7 million rupees for the lamp, but when he brought it home, the genie failed to appear. Shock ran throughout the community. He ran around. I bet you he's like running around his his town or whatever. He's just running up and down the street in his community like, oh, you have no idea, pal. I'm not gonna be living in this shithole that long. Oh, you're not? Oh, no, I have a genie lamp coming. I bought it over the internet. I was guaranteed by the man in his very convincing profile that this would produce a genie. A genie didn't show up. Now a guy won't leave his house, and they're like, Doctor, I've got a bunch of guys. I'm just kidding, you're an idiot. Listen, Doctor, can I use your lamp? I've got an intestinal infection. I'm hoping to wish it away. He told NDTV that he met the two men while treating a woman he thought was their mom. And then they put this Aladdin picture in here for some reason. In a police report he filed last Saturday, he said, gradually they started telling me about Baba, priest, who claimed also visited their home. They started brainwashing me and asked me to meet his Baba. The doctor met with the priest, who seemed to perform such rituals. However, during one of his visits to the men, Dr. Khan said he was asked if he could touch a genie. When he asked if he could touch the genie or take the lamp home, he was told that he could harm the genie. When the men sold the lamp to him, they promised it would bring health, wealth, and good fortune. Amit Rai, senior officer, said the cheats had struck a deal for much more, but the doctor had paid out about 7 million rupees, $93,000. I'm glad he was able to haggle him down, frankly. You know? The men have also cheated other families using the same modus operandi. The total amounts of money involved several million rupees. They arrested 2 men, and they're being kept in custody. I bet they wish they had a genie to help them out. And the wife of one of these men was also involved in the fraud, and she's on the run. Now I just need to see. Go ahead. I just needed. You know why I had to click on this? I don't have any self-control. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But what were you gonna say?
There's one news article I'm surprised you don't have this week or today.
Well, send it to me on the Discord there, so I can have a look at it there, sucker.
Pretty,
Come on now.
it's been a pretty interesting one.
Well, I should hope so.
One that I will not make any jokes about because you know how it's gonna go.
Oh, come on, just send it along. Oh, there we go. Oh my. What is this? What is this business? Oh, for fuck's sake, really? You're gonna just bring me the fucking Discord? Jesus Christ, I hate this thing so much. Copy link, thank you. Dickbag. Alright, let's take a look. Costco drops chow coconut milk over allegations of forced monkey labor. Oh, okie dokie then. We just got interesting quickly, didn't we? Costco has reportedly stopped purchasing chow coconut milk after PETA accused its manufacturer, the Thailand. Now it makes sense. Okay. The Thailand-based company is using forced monkey labor. PETA investigators from its Asia division. Fuck me, what does that even mean? Where do these people get their bona fides, huh? Where does their expertise in investigation of monkey labor come from? How do we know these monkeys aren't unionized? Do they speak monkey? I fucking doubt it. They're part of PETA. I doubt they've read a chapter book in years. Fuck. Okay. It's a fucking... Oh, God. This is fucking painful. The PETA investigators from its Asia division found cruelty to monkeys at farms and facilities used as the company, according to them. When not being forced to pick coconuts or perform in circus-style shows for tourists, the animals are kept tethered, chained to old tires. Didn't even get new tires. Old tires! Or confined to cages, barely larger than their bodies. And these had some corpulent bodies, let me tell y'all.
Yeah.
Pete also said, one coconut farmer confirmed that when monkeys are terrified and try to defend themselves, handlers may have their teeth pulled out. Well, then how's the monkey supposed to bite your nuts off? Chaco, one of the world's leaders in coconut milk production. What a strange thing to be proud of. And other coconut products, of course. And the other larger coconut. They haven't responded to CNN's request for comment. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go a step beyond PETA or CNN. I'm going to go straight to the source. I'm going to go straight to the source here. I'm going to go up to their website there. We're going to have ourselves a little look at what kind of monkey action's going on here. What kind of monkey action's going on here, and when was it confirmed that it was okay? See? Oh wait, that's right. I need to.
I'm seeing chat starting to get into some of the jokes that I could make.
These monkeys belong in trash bags. It is simply unconscionable that we give them jobs. Let's see. We're gonna just. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, I'm not. Well, maybe I can do that. Let's take a look. Let's see if this works. First, we're gonna go into our special little telephone app. Yeah. Let's see from there. Okay, I'm gonna make ourselves a call. I'm gonna put in a new contact. What time is Jables? Can you look up real quick and find out what time it is in India?
Yeah, real quick. 1 second.
Because I want to call these guys and let them know that I can actually, I'm able to actually extend their car warranties.
It's about 8:31 in the morning.
8989. Okay. Huh. Well, let's give their head office a call there. Come on now, give them a call. Okay, now wait. Why can't? Where's my contacts? This is horrible. Here I am just trying to call and check on the status of some monkeys, and they're just throwing all these barriers up in front of me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, it's wrong for them to take all these monkeys and force them to do labor for nothing.
Oh goddamn, you're right. I mean, like, this is why we need unionized. We need these monkeys unionized immediately. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could try and give them a call, just give them a little ring-a-ding-ding. Find out, like, you know, what their situation is, what their deal is. Are they serious about this? Why do you have so many digits in your telephone numbers? How about that? Ooh. Well, sir, we have many billions of people in the country. Well, listen, how many of them actually have phones, I'm guessing? Oh, they all do. Okay, now I feel bad. Let's check.
Yeah, that's how T-Series got so big.
Alright, so let's take a look here. Oh, there it is. That's what the problem is. I'm not calling them. But I am going to email them. I'm going to email these folks right away. Listen. I'm going to just pop on over to the Gmail there. Going to pop over, get up in their hair. Wild hair up their ass. No, it's not wild at all. It's been in a cage for most of its life. So now we're gonna, as we get this ready, as this all like loads and it like fucking Gmail unfucks itself, let's just point out too that nearly 127,000 Harris County, Texas residents, the fucking Republican Party tried getting 127,000 legitimate votes thrown out. This is going to be like last kind of serious portion for this dog shit show of mine tonight. But I want to point out that when you have a party that is dedicated to exalting and celebrating and empowering one narcissistic telephone or TV show host, and then at the same time every institution in the country is undermined to the point where elections, free and fair elections, are a point of ire and contention, and people are trying to actively stop people from casting ballots, that person and that party, and honestly, those who knowingly support and empower them are enemies of democracy. Full stop. There's no other way around this. If you try to undermine elections, if you sow false narratives about how anything that doesn't go your way is fraudulent, if you say that rolling back freedom of the press because you don't like the media is a good idea, if you support voter suppression in any manner, you are an enemy of democracy, and you never, ever get to talk shit about communist dictatorships, fascist dictatorships, Islamic You don't get the shit talk at all anymore. Your shit talking days have come to an end because you are actively and egregiously supporting the undermining of what should be regarded as one of the greatest experiments in open democratic societies in the history of mankind. And you're standing against that because you are a big fan of a TV show host who took your little tiny life and made it feel for a moment like someone gave a shit, the way politicians do. And then you were too fucking stupid to realize that it was a ruse the entire time. If you are supporting the things that are going on right now in respect to the efforts to undermine and disrupt the elections, to undermine and disrupt the votes, to intimidate voters, to destroy the institutions which keep this country aloft, you are in fact an enemy of American democracy and should either be ashamed of yourself or move the fuck on to Russia or North Korea, where your vision of how a society should operate will probably be a bit more warmly embraced and welcomed by the powers that be.
Yeah, let's not forget that it's straight up un-American and it's disrespectful to all the troops that you sent to war to die for the rights to do this.
Yeah, it's not a great election, and you don't have... we don't have good options. We just have...
Yeah, everybody knows they're not going to like it.
Yeah, we just have varying degrees of obviously bad options.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go ahead and vote and you're going to do it for the people that at least openly pretend to and actively try to at least look like they actually support democracy. Because if you're the kind of idiot who thinks that in a nation of, how many we got now? What, 320 million? Something around there?
350? I don't know.
Yeah, okay, millions, hundreds of millions of people. If you genuinely think that like elections can be easily stolen by fake votes, you're a fucking moron. You are a fucking moron. You need to just seriously, yeah, just lay some pipe in your head. You'll be fine. You know? But
yeah, not too much. Like I'm more than willing to whoever wins. I'm like, yeah, okay. Because I don't like either of them. And I'm not even willing to place money on this because I honestly don't know. Last time I knew Trump was going to win.
Yeah.
I was pretty
Oh
sure
yeah.
about it.
Oh yeah. Big
This time, I don't fucking have any idea.
Well, it's just kind of funny that after 4 years of a presidency, a guy can keep trying to say we need to make America great again as though, like, wait a second, I thought you did that.
No, he's doing Keep America Great. No.
Oh, no, I saw him in a little rally with his little 45 hat that says make America great again. No, the MAGA retards, they can only handle so many, slogans.
MAGA was way too good of a slogan.
Oh, no, it was genius, even though he plagiarized it from Reagan. But no, fundamentally my point is, and I made this point in a video and a lot of people got pissed and fucking unsubscribed, yeah? But frankly, I'm actually going to vote tomorrow for a guy whose direct actions destroyed my life. Joe Biden voted in favor of the war in Iraq. Joe Biden pushed for bankruptcy and student loan reforms, making it not only that I was ineligible for loans to continue and finish my degree, but that I also could never escape the debt that I'd accrued in the course of trying to get it. Joe Biden was instrumental in pushing forward the family court empowerments with things like VAWA and the Child Support Enforcement Act, which have resulted in my ability to be a father being exceptionally hampered. Joe Biden is a sack of shit. If Joe Biden had a stroke tomorrow, I'd have a fucking party, okay? And I'm going to go and vote for him. Because as much as contempt, fundamental, deep-seated, personal contempt that I have for him and everything he stands for, and the fact that he was the senator from MasterCard, and the fact that he's been complicit in almost every dipshit move the country's made over the last 30 years, my contempt for him doesn't actually equal that which I have for Trump and Trumpism. Because Trump and Trumpism is something that I find categorically and unjustifiably evil. Unconscionably evil. And it's not even an intentional evil. It's not that they're mustache-twirling people seeking to do bad. No. No, it's just that there's a blustering TV retard in the White House. And he's got nothing but...
Which makes it worse.
Oh, it's worse. Yeah, no, it's American Caligula at this point, almost. And the fact is, the clincher for me was really honestly seeing that, was finding out that over 500 kids who were separated from their families at the border simply as an act of cruelty to try and, like, you know, treat them like dogs and beat them and hope them that when they've suffered enough, they'll know to do what they're told. And the children were taken away from these parents, and over 500 of them might never see their parents and families again, simply because they didn't think it was worth keeping records. That's unconscionably evil. My family was torn apart by the fucking Holocaust. On my dad's side, we have no records. We don't know where we come from. Because people like this, with their nationalistic fervor and their interests and eagernesses to otherize other people and to put them into camps and cages and separate their families and enact horrors on them simply so that they will do what they're fucking told, is exactly why I can't do that. And so tomorrow, I'm going to actually pinch my nose. I am going to hate myself so much. I am going to need to get unfathomably drunk tomorrow after I go down to the polls, pinch my nose, and vote for hopelessly contemptible over incorrigibly evil. And I hope, regardless of what your position on things is, you do your thing. You make your voice as heard as it can fucking possibly be. And we can all continue pretending as though that this whole thing we've got going on is gonna last. That's just me, though. Now let's see what this is about. Oh, yeah, okay, hang on. Oh, I can write to them, good. Alright, time to write to the monkey people. And I'm gonna do this quick, and if you are in the Discord and you're wanting to, jump on into the waiting room. We got 2 people waiting in there now. Gonna bring some folks in. Gonna have a little chit-chat pre-election. Then, as we all know, after the election tomorrow, everything will be fine and we never have to worry again. And yes, as you notice, I get lots and lots of copyright claims. So, monkeys. That's the title. I need to know right now, and without hesitation, if you're going to allow your monkey slaves to unionize. Monkeys, much like Amazon employees, require healthcare. I'm putting commas all over the place. I don't give a fuck. Require commas. No, require healthcare. And commas. If my demands are not met within 30 days of receipt of this email, you can expect not only a call from my monkey lawyer, but also I will sick the powers of my secret genie Aladdin Lamp upon thee. Why am I having problems with this? Upon thee, and will create monkeys out of all of you. When this occurs...
You should demand a monkey slave to keep your mouth shut and not go to the presses.
Yeah. When this occurs, I shall employ all of you newly fashioned monkeys in my soap factory, where you will be forced for 27 hours a day to tie ribbons around decorative soaps for suburban American moms to place in bathrooms they never allow anyone to poop in. Alternatively, my consul or counsel or consigliere. How do you spell consigliere?
I don't know.
Hey, I think that worked. Holy fuck. Or consigliere, if you prefer, has advised me to offer you an off-the-books settlement and compromise. Afford me no less than a dozen of your monkey slaves to serve as my valet and other personal assistance needs. I will treat them well enough and will only discipline them according to established U.S. monkey law as pertaining to USC section 55442, that thing 1531, subsection 6, paragraph 98 of the U.S. Code, as sworn into oath under office within the jurisdiction. My keyboard's so fucked these days. Within the jurisdiction of all municipalities and conglomerated established townships as necessary. I will await your firm and immediate response, lest I unleash my what's the what is it? U.S. What's that U.S. government agency? Cruelty to animals, people.
PETA?
Yeah, my PETA SEAL Team 7 upon ye. There we go. Yes, they are an elite and crack squad of former military, all of whom comprise the modern day A-Team. Don't make me send them on your asses. Just give me the monkeys and we can put this all to bed. Sincerely, Artemis J. Finskiller, Esquire. There we go. All right, cool. Listen, I think that pretty much covers my social responsibility portion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be good.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's find out who the fuck we're talking to. And also, I can tell y'all are really feeling this show here by all this fucking... Oh, goddamn, this is fucking overflow. Goddamn. Listen, I'm not going to be able to buy any turkeys at all unless we can sort this whole Streamlabs business out, folks. Now, listen. I appreciate your viewership and your friendship and your comments and your chats and all the little weird shit that you send to me in the P.O. box. But what I really love and value most is money. I've made no secret, I'm a Jew. Now, if you're going to keep a Jew starving for money, you know what happens. That's right. I'm going to invade your country. How's that sound? I'm going to get the U.S. to invade your country for me. How's that grab you? If you want to avoid a permanent occupation of your homeland by my monkeys, my slave monkeys from Kuala Lumpur, you can just go over to Streamlabs right now and donate to the anti-monkey invasion campaign. I'm going to start a rescue farm like Jon Stewart, except it's going to be nothing more than monkeys who worked in factories providing products for Amazon. Because they need a home, and we can't do this unless we all buckle down and get together and make this happen. Because these monkeys, they deserve it, y'all. In the meantime, jump on over into that Discordian land. Jables is dropping links, I'm seeing. You jump on over there. I'm going to do a little rolly roll here. Random number generator. We're going to see who's coming in today. Now, we got 5 people waiting in there now. Let's find out of those 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mickey Vicky's first in. How's it going, Mickey? Who's your favorite monkey this election season? Huh? That's what I'm asking. Well.
Good talk.
No, I think this is a protest thing. It's basically her. She's calling Kaepernicking my, yeah, she's calling Kaepernicking my show here. I'm gonna give you like another like 30 seconds, minute or so, and then we'll just like put you back in the revolution. When?
Oh.
There we go.
I was muted for some reason.
Oh yeah, I knew it. You just needed to be threatened a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we all love the little monkey fellas from Project X, right? The Matthew Broderick film from the 80s. That was super sad.
Oh yeah, totally. That was the first thing that sprang to mind.
Yes.
Oh yeah, big time.
Barry, what the fuck was the name of that old guy monkey that died and stuff, and it was all sad and we all cried and stuff? Yeah.
Flowers for Algernon?
Oh, that was such a good book.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah. But Algernon was a mouse.
Listen, I'm feeling they never specified how he identified.
Am I assuming his what species?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're dead naming him.
You know.
Actually, I mean, that is the thing, it's worth wondering about. Like, do you think, like, if people actually were reincarnated, like some religions claim, and you were able to know who you were, would they still call it dead naming if, like, somebody referred to you as the name of the person that you were before you died?
Well, some folks don't believe in reincarnation, so I guess not.
That's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where we're getting. I think that's where we're getting jammed up on this one here.
Nick, I have a question for you.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, this is absolutely not meant to be insulting, and if it comes out that way, I deeply apologize. I'm truly curious what you think on this topic. How is Biden not Trump?
Well, Trump is one person, and Joe Biden is a different one, and you can tell because you'll find them in different places at the same time, and they're different faces.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as policy, personality,
Politically speaking, no. Joe Biden is Joe Biden is a shitbag politician. But the difference between a shitbag politician and the horrifying cult of personality that we see presently is that those people will actually do anything they can to bend to what they think is the popular will of the people so as to stay in their favor. Trump, because he is a cult of personality and because his ardent, hardcore support base is pretty much, a cult. Well, within that, nobody gives a fuck about his policies whatsoever. Nobody cares. It's not about that. It's about Trump and about defeating communism or whatever their fucking shit is these days. And therefore, he gets to, like a television host, control the narrative in that he says what his, instead of like saying what his followers want to hear, he tells his followers what they should want to hear, and then says that. And it's a whole lot of nothing. Honestly, fucking, I mean, let's be honest, like, Joe Biden is, you know, he's gonna be like, if Joe Biden was in charge during the pandemic, probably still would have been a shit show. But he would have actually listened to experts, as opposed to hoping to tout an economy as evidence that he should be president for life, right? Like, Trump and Trumpism is possibly one of, at least in, you know, modern politics, is honestly one of the most horrifying things to ever happen. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just because you hate Trump and Orange Man bad. You know what? Yes, I do hate Trump, and Orange Man is bad. This is a bad person we're talking about. This is a person with no moral scruples whatsoever. And it's not even a nihilistic sort of, processing. He's another kind of guy who, like, will avoid morals so that he can get to what is perhaps the technically most efficient situation, like a machine. No, it's never about that. It's about his TV ratings. It's about whether or not he's the winner and the most popular kid and the bestest thing of all. That's what it's about with that guy. And it kind of does jive for politics, because unfortunately that's the fucking environment these scumbags inhabit. But the truth is that it's not so much about which is better. It's about mitigating harm. It's about taking the necessary steps to ensure that an actual lesser of evils befalls us. Because,
and this is what we said about Hillary last time. She's the lesser evil, and it's kind of, it just interests me deeply, because I look at Joe Biden and see a little more positive. You know, it's hard. Yeah, he's a creepy Uncle Joe. I've totally adapted to the jokes about him. But I honestly think he actually can do some good. I don't know if.
And obviously, you're not looking at his voting record.
in fairness, though, actually, you know what, Jables? I'm going to push back on you a little bit here on that, just a little bit, because I wasn't planning to vote. I was actually going to boycott the election.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like, and it's not that I feel. I know nobody who's running at all gives a fuck about me or my interests or my family. They don't fucking care. They don't even know, and they wouldn't do shit otherwise. But, funny enough, it was actually Beau of the Fifth Column and ContraPoints were the voices that, and this is a weird thing for me to say because I am not one who actually believes in arguments swaying people anymore, really. But they both pointed out in their own fashions that, first off, it's a vote against a greater evil. And like I said at the top, to me, separating families in an effort to, hurt people in a way like you're beating a dog to get it to listen to you, right? That's unconscionably evil when it results in 500 children possibly never seeing their own families again. It's unconscionable. There's no way, there's no conceivable way that I can justifiably tolerate that and not at least try in some way to make some statement against it outside of just YouTube videos that cause my subscriber levels to drop daily. You know?
I think, every commercial I see about Biden and what he is going to supposedly bring to a Biden administration if he's elected, all the fluff and we'll tax the rich. Nobody who makes less than 500 grand is going to get taxed higher. Blah 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 blah.
Well, that's
all that stuff. It's like the problem lies in whether it's complete bullshit and he's just trying to get our vote, or if he's actually going to do some good things.
ContraPoints, and I want to credit ContraPoints on this one because it was a good argument that really. It's been a while since I've heard something said by a YouTuber that I came across, and I said to myself, that's a solid argument. I hadn't given it much thought. Because what ContraPoints out, for instance, is that during the civil rights fight. Yeah, all establishment politicians, even Kennedy, were, if not opposed to it, didn't see civil rights as a politically advantageous thing to pursue. And it wasn't until massive demonstrations and endless amounts of like public discourse and constant marches and the rise of prominent figures of that sort really began shaking up the ground that they capitulated and actually did what was right.
Yeah.
And now if that's the case, if we've got, and as we have right now, and we genuinely have this, and it is genuinely a problem, like the Blue Lives Matter set, for instance, I can understand their position. I don't agree with it, but I understand why they came to it. But the truth is, we do have a very serious problem with policing in this country, and we've had one for generations. And now we have the largest ongoing public action, public activism, real activism. None of that fucking garbage I used to work in, but real people just coming out. And yes, there are bad actors and institutional people trying to take it over. It's a lot like Occupy in that way. But there's finally real calls for it. And what we will see, like if we get a Biden administration and we see him come into office and he actually takes serious action, genuine action on reform for this, it's not because he believes anything. We should give up on the notion that Joe Biden is like some kind of like, paragon of virtue. But if he capitulates to the demands of the people to make real serious systemic changes to institutions which are as equally fundamentally necessary as they are fundamentally broken, well then that says that we have at least something pretending to be a responsive head of state, as opposed to somebody who is literally only interested in their TV ratings.
I'll be honest
and
with
the
you.
adulations from their fans.
I'm kind of retarded.
Well, thank you, Rhino. Rhino threw a $50 reduce. Thank you very much for that. Down, saying have a drink on me. I will have a drink all over you. How about that? Hold on.
Sexy. Is that a new patron perk? Have drinking stuff all over your patrons.
Oh yes. No, listen. Thing is, I do most of my masturbation in the shower, but I'll start plugging the drain up, and then I'll start selling special infused Twitch Boy gamer water, bath water. How's that? Get a little bit of my serum up in your spunk, a little bit of my spunk up in your funk. How's that sound? Only $120 per video over on the Patreon, and you can get, and I'll get you my diluted spunk. How's that sound?
Okay.
Hang on, I'm walking this one back because I'm realizing someone could reverse engineer that bath water and get themselves pregnant, and then all of a sudden there's like, hey, guess what? Child support claim on 25% of your Streamlabs donations. No, I'm not falling for it. You almost had me, Mickey, but no.
Well, my grandmother once told me that if a boy pulls out and as it were, splurges on your vajayjay hair or whatever, that it can creep into your vajayjay and get you pregnant if they pull out. That's how it happens.
Yeah,
That's what my grandmother said about. Oh my God. She was a trip.
Well, listen, Mickey, you've already dragged this conversation down into the mud by trying to ask me about how you can become a patron and get enough of my diluted bath water there. All right? Yeah. But also there are other people waiting. What would you like to leave us with tonight?
Maybe a little PSA. Bill Maher is predicting that the Proud Boys, who apparently are somewhere in Philadelphia, are standing by waiting for instruction to intimidate voters. So if any of you folks are planning on going in that area to vote, be safe. Please do, no matter how scary it might be. I am personally a little nervous about going out tomorrow to drop off my mail-in ballot. I've decided to do that, and I'm a little nervous about going out because I'm just worried that Trump supporters are going to get all psycho on everybody. So everybody just be safe, and get out there and vote. It's important. And it just, it's for democracy, man. We're at a crossroads here.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you, Mickey.
do what you got to do.
All right. Well, good message. I'm gonna dump you into. I'm gonna trebuchet you out of here now. You ready?
I love you guys.
Keep your knees tucked. And I'd also like to just add to that notion that she brought up there. Here's the thing. I've been to Proud Boy rallies before. I was talking about it on Twitter earlier. And people were bringing up Sargon. Everybody's favorite fucking political commentator. But last time I saw Carl was at a rally down in Concord and Lexington in Massachusetts. I was on my way out to the now infamous Kilroy event, and he was invited by the Proud Boys out to speak to them, and it was amazing how many people legitimately there were espousing, and I'm not talking like your internet, like, oh, they're just a fascist, right? But more specifically, actually talking about how great they thought Francisco Franco was. Yeah. Now, Sargon being a dipshit aside, what I'm saying is, like, I've been to Proud Boy rallies, I've seen them, and there is nothing to be intimidated by. I mean, granted, they might have, like, a trigger-happy 17-year-old with them, but outside of that, you're fine, because these people, they're Facebook operators. They're massive pussies. These are people who, like, buy brand new plate carriers literally off of Wish.com and then roll around with a rifle that costs more than their car. Just to look like they're badasses. So do not, under any circumstances, be intimidated by these people. That's a waste of time. Also, while I've got people here, Charlie J 2002. It's his birthday, apparently. Well, happy birthday, homeboy. Now, I took a quick look. I clicked on his, he's got a thing, GLHF Pledge. Not sure what this is. Let's have a look. Video games, esports, with diverse players, communities, welcome. Rating. All right, so it looks like this thing looks like it's an effort to, I don't know, clean up the gaming community. Now, frankly, like, I've played enough games, that's never going to happen. But I guess it's a nice idea. And as such, give him a look. But also, wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday to Charlie J 2002. Cheers to you, and thanks for coming around. Now, who's up next? We got 4 waiting. All right, we got do. Come on, you piece of shit. There we go. All right, now. Oh, all right. First in is Dina. Well, next in is Dina. Hello there, Dina.
Hello.
How fare thee in these strange and trying times?
Well, I'm going to quote my favorite author. I endure.
Oh, it's a really good. Yeah, that's a really good quote. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, now listen.
I'm sure you do.
Well, you're speaking.
I heard that.
Yeah, you're speaking.
It's this guy that wrote a book,
Mm.
Pretty sure he's. Yeah.
Well, all the same though, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Now, Dina, you're talking to us out from Alaska there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know, like, if you were an American, how would you vote?
How would I what?
Vote. What would you vote?
What would I vote?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on just 1 second.
Ooh.
Nah, see the.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, all right. There you go. I thought the Canadian version of ICE was coming through to nab you up for something.
No.
But then, no, well, nothing's gonna happen there because you're a Canadian citizen. It's fine.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. No, Emily,
Yeah.
Alaska's a province, right?
Sure.
I'm just gonna say that.
I think we're like somewhere in the middle. We could go. We're kind of like the centrists of the two countries. I don't know.
Oh,
Just
okay.
thought.
So between communist Canada and fascist America, which is,
Mm-hmm.
according to some people on Twitter, what we're looking at here. You don't see a difference, is what you're saying.
Between the two,
Oh yeah.
between Canada and America.
Oh yeah, big time.
I don't. I'm just kind of the opinion that everybody's dumb on one level or another. They're just stupid about different things. But I have to say that for the most part, Canadians seem to be politer and calmer, whereas like Americans on all sides, on the extremes of both sides, pitch major fits and cause more problems than it's worth. So I think we just need more people with common sense and a cool head to like actually do something for the citizens of the U.S.
Oh, that's
And in the meanwhile, Alaskans will just sit here and look at the insanity down lower 48s and go, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Well,
And just,
I mean, for what it's worth, I do genuinely hope. I mean, to hear a foreigner say this, it brings me a lot of hope. Because honestly, when the Alaskan when the Alaskan bots start trying to interfere with the election sometime in mid-December, because time zones and daylight saving, it gets confusing. I for one am glad to hear somebody's in the People's Republic of Alaska standing up for what they believe in.
I do.
Now I do need to wonder though. I mean, so it's like, so what's your take on all of this though?
What's in what way? Because honestly, I'm just so sick of it all. I just want it to be over and done with so that we can move on to something else.
You think it's going to
I
be
just
over?
feel like, I don't think it's going to be over. I just see that's what I'm afraid of. Look, since Trump got elected, all of it has been one big long election advertisement from both sides. It's all just been chaos, and both sides are responsible for it. Like I'm super sick of it. Like all this shit is affecting everybody's fucking mental health. Like we're all being made insane,
Yeah.
So it just there's no good way to go about this. You have creepy Uncle Joe or you have Trump. And then the problem
Both
is
of them.
that it's not just those two. It's their staunch supporters that are a big problem too, because if they don't get their way, they're going to fucking cause a problem.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is like, this is nice because in this election, you can trust that both candidates will touch you.
Yeah.
They'll touch you all over. Some might grab you, some might sniff you. But either which way, this election is not remotely short on physical intimacy between candidates and young people.
Yeah, one of the candidates will even reach out and take a nibble on your finger.
Oh, well, no, that's just, no, Kamala feeds on human flesh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was totally Kamala.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Kamala, no, Kamala's all about, like, listen.
I always thought Kamala, like, just fed on the blood of small children.
No, Kamala actually feeds on the, like, so, like, you take a young person from, like, an impoverished community who's, like, perhaps naturally gifted in some way. Kamala feeds on the negative existence of them in polite society after she sends them to prison for next to nothing. That's it's because like the absence of the defeat of their potential is what keeps she and her mother's dinner table alive. I don't know if you heard about this, but Kamala's got a mother. And she's got a dinner table, as it turns out. This is the wildest thing. And they sit around and they talk about how to make America great again, apparently. I'm as confused as you are.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, you're excited as I am, I can tell.
Yeah, totally.
By the
yeah.
way, I am
Yep,
kind of
tomorrow.
steampunk sofane right now for anyone who is appreciating my goggles.
Oh, I like the goggles. I think they're very cool.
I do too. My friend was
I like
supposed to give them to someone for Halloween costume, but then domestic violence happened, and I'm guessing now they're mine.
Mm.
Oh yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
I like those. Those are fancier than the eyeball sunglasses.
Those are just sunglasses.
Oh,
I wear them to
okay.
keep the sun out of my
all right.
face.
Okay, I didn't mean to mention that. Yeah, okay.
Director, actually, Rhino brings up Director Arcater in the chat. I really need to get him on this show at some point. I'm honestly
I don't even know who that is.
well, like, I mean, these days, when it comes to, like, other YouTubers, like, when the question comes up, like, why didn't I talk to him? It's because nobody wants to talk to me anymore. I'm persona non grata. But, no, I'm just kind of surprised I never talked to Arcater. Figured it would have happened at some point.
I just have a question because I just saw this in the chat. And maybe I'm weird, but I'm guessing that Mickey is talking about Kamala, saying that she'll keep the men in check.
No idea.
I don't understand why that would even be a thing. Like,
No clue.
There's females in politics as well that need to be kept in check. It's like, pardon me, I just don't see the point in slamming on men for the sake of the fact that they're men.
Yeah. Listen, speaking as a man, there's no shortage of reasons to bag on us individually. I, for instance, personally, I give the public a new reason to hate me every goddamn day. But if it's about my gender and not the fact that I'm a piece of shit, well, then what are you even doing? Really, So I think you and I see eye to eye on this.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the wrong person to talk to. I'm just so tired of. I'm just ready for this. I'm just waiting for the next media cycle, I guess. Because we've done all this and we've talked, about everything into the ground. And I feel like if Biden gets elected, then the Hunter Biden thing will be the new Russia conspiracy. If it doesn't happen, I don't know if Trump gets elected, I'm not sure what the new Trump conspiracy will be, but I'm sure there'll be one. I don't know.
What's the fun thing, though?
The one thing I do know is that I'm hoping that tomorrow, before, election night gets into full swing, that I'm going to be able to go buy a big bottle of alcohol so that I can enjoy it the right way.
Holy shit, I haven't even thought about this. I hope like Business Insider or somebody, like some kind of like, economic journal picks up. I want to see the uptick. I want to see the numbers from America's liquor stores after tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a feeling that that industry's about to have itself a big old night.
Yeah. Okay, here, Nick, let me ask you on a kind of a different subject. Here, help me make up my mind. Should I get Jameson or Honey Jack for tomorrow?
Jameson.
Okay.
Without question, Jameson.
Okay.
If for nothing else, Honey Jack is like Jameson. I want to say is like 40%. Proper standard booze level. Honey Jack, I think, is only in I think it's in the 20s or something. It's very low.
It's 35.
It's 35?
It's 35.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I have an empty bottle of it sitting right over here, so I looked.
Well, here's another thing I might say. If you like Honey Jack, I might suggest buying Jameson, because over the course of tomorrow night, and keep in mind, I'm sure you'll be here with us as we, collect the final results, which, as we all know, the final tally, it'll be said and done by tomorrow. No court challenges. Not in the slightest. No. But if you get Jameson, do you like Jameson?
Yeah.
No. Which do you like more?
Between the two?
Yeah.
It just depends on my mood. But The only reason I ask is because tomorrow I'm only going to be able to buy one or the other.
Well,
So it's
I'm
kind of
only
like, which way should I go? Like,
yeah. I'm only thinking.
I was
I'm only
kind of
thinking.
thinking about. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was only thinking like go for something that isn't designed to taste ordinarily tasty, like Honey Jack. Go for
That's
something
true.
with a little bit of punishment for when you drink it.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when you feel like this impulse to drink because of what you're seeing, you're not doing it like, ooh, this will also taste delicious. It's more about like, okay, I'm gonna suffer through this just to get tanked, so I don't need to deal with this shit anymore.
Well, and that get wild turkey.
Oh no!
Oh
Fuck.
God, yeah.
That's
Oof.
mean, Chables.
Or like Southern Comfort.
Oh my God! When I was a kid, like when I was a teenager, the first time I ever got really depressed and hammered, I found a bottle of wild turkey in the pantry that belonged to my dad, and oh God, that was not good. It was so not good. Yeah, I haven't drank wild turkey since.
No, wild turkey is it's a lesson in a bottle, really.
Yeah.
God, these things suck. They're like all hard plastic on the inside, and my giant face isn't cooperating. Well, you know what? In that case, because again, I've got 3 people waiting now, and time to move on before you get trebucheted. Dina, what do you want to leave us with? Even if it's just a whole like, if it's a good get out the vote message, like, hey guys, no matter who you're voting for tomorrow, remember, it's your duty to go to the liquor store and get something to get loaded on during election night. Because mental health is health care too. And self-medicating is also still medicating.
Okay. All right. You've got me set here.
Oh, is that your point?
All right. No. I have. It's along my point, but I have a way of saying it. I think.
Okay.
Okay. So on that premise that you just gave me, okay, guys, go out and vote. Be sure, like, at least on the way home, to get yourself some good alcohol. Be here tomorrow night with us to go over election night.
Oh,
And we can all
hell
live
yeah.
through the pain together. It'll be an alcohol-induced support group, which will be amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Remember, it is your right as an American to self-medicate.
Yep. Fuck it.
So.
Self-destruct is what I say.
Well, let's just self-medicate tomorrow, and then we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Without a shred of a doubt.
Yeah.
But tomorrow will be fun. Or, no, horrifying. Maybe
Well,
both. Who knows?
Maybe both, but we'll make it fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Dina, time to get trebucheted. You ready?
All right, hey. Yeah.
Boom! And fling off she goes. Look, off she's...
I have a question for you.
Oh,
Before
absolutely.
you bring the next person.
Yeah.
Do you think that if Trump loses, that he will run again in the next election?
No, I'm sure he will.
can.
I'm sure he will. Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure he will. Unless he's in prison. Unless he's in prison, which he won't be. We know this, but... Yeah,
Well,
no, he would... What?
There might still be a loophole that he could still run for prison.
Well, here's the thing I'd say to think about, right? Is that Trump isn't going to go... Like, if he loses the election and he has... Like, let's say, like, worst case scenario, he loses the election and he has to be dragged out of the White House by, like, police or whatever. No? He's just going to go run off and become a media star. He's going to get, like, a show on Fox News, or maybe he'll, like put the money in to get OANN, their real, like, own fucking cable network. And, yeah, he's going to go onto TV, and he's going to continue talking about how he's the greatest thing that ever happened to mankind, about how the world only fell apart because he didn't get to be in charge, about how elections can't be trusted, about how the press can never be trusted, about nothing can be trusted except him and the people who are loyal to him. He'll keep doing that, and I wouldn't even be remotely surprised. You know what I would love? This is what I'd love. So he starts a news network on like he like gets Charlie Kirk and like it's like Charlie, I need you to take my penis out of your mouth, Charlie. I need to talk to you. And he starts himself a media empire there. Gets back on television, his favorite place in the world, and then he gets fucking fucked up by the FEC somehow because when he starts running for president again on his TV network, whoopsie daisy, turns out there's some kind of election law going on here. So that would be fascinating. But yeah, he's not going anywhere. That's the worst thing. I kind of hope, like, there aren't many people on the face of this earth that I hope actually contract fatal cancer. Donald Trump's one. Yeah. No. I mean, I have a tough time seeing the value in human life in general. I don't really like these creatures. But this one is one of the worst. And if he happened to croak out and die, I'd be kind of fine with it, to be honest with you. I'd be kind of fine with it. But, so that's where I'm at. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I was just curious what you thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
Something that everybody forgets about, that since if he doesn't do 2 turns, he can just run again.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Ben's coming in next. Ben's here now with us. How's it going, homie?
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Fuck nuts. Oh, fuck balls. Balls all the way.
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
Trying to find a
How's
way to
it
make
going?
these. I'm desperately trying to find a way to make these fucking Halloween store goggles not hurt my face. I keep forgetting that Halloween costumes are designed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, you only want to wear it for one day.
Yeah, they never fucking you're like, oh, these will look great. And then you fucking throw some shit on. You're like, wait a second, the fuck am I doing? Why do I hate my face this much?
Yeah, It's all itchy and stabby. It's fucking crap.
Yeah, no, this one's like really stabby, and like I have a huge head, so these like the elastic part doesn't really help. But
Yeah, I had a pair very similar to that. I didn't have the Sophane fucking spikes. but
Sophane
I had a
spikes,
pair
yeah.
very similar back when Fury Road came out, and I bought that fucking like Amazon like cake decorating spray. That's how I found out I had a cavity in one of my front teeth.
Oh, when you were like,
because it's an alcohol propellant. So when I did the whole witness me bullshit, it was like, ow, fuck.
well, now that Halloween is over, those of us who like to just dress up are free to look like idiots in public for fun. Once again.
Yeah. Hey, Jables.
Hey.
So Ben,
Usually
you
quiet tonight.
you gonna be?
What's that?
I was gonna ask. You gonna go cast a little bibbly ballot?
Oh, I already mailed mine in.
You gonna vividity vote?
Supreme, actually. Huh?
You gonna vividity vote?
Oh, I already voted like weeks ago.
Oh fuck! I know I can't get him because I'm sure fucking Rich has got him booked for something else. But I'm gonna get Vermin for a post-election stream, and anyone who donates to the show with hashtag Team Supreme. Now it's got to be a Streamlabs, but anyone who donates to the show with hashtag Team Supreme who can verify that they voted for Vermin will have a chance to talk with him.
Oh, I got retweeted by Vermin. Like, I posted that shit on Twitter, and yeah.
That's kind of cool. Like, he's kind of a personal friend of mine. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just trying to say,
No
like,
shit.
I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, didn't his miniature horses like shit up the road?
Oh God, yeah, no, his ponies, his Shetlands, shit all over Elm Street. It was great. Oh, it was fucking fantastic. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I've been telling people like, look, I know you're not a fucking Biden or a Trump supporter, can you just vote for fucking Vermin Supreme? Like, I will take your pony.
You were. Hang on. Are you
Expensive.
saying that you were phone banking from home?
Two friends that I drink with. Yes.
That's fine. No, listen. That's what they tell you in their campaign slogans. Oh my fucking head. Yeah, they tell you in their campaign slogans like, call your friends, call your family. No, hang on, wait. I'm thinking of Kirby vacuums.
Yeah. I can see how it's very similar.
Roughly about the same thing when you think about it, really.
No, but it's like we have a lot of horse property in Phoenix. However, it's expensive as fuck. And it's like, no, I'll gladly take your pony. You don't have to. Like, that's his only campaign promise. And that's why I like it.
Oh no, he's got loads more campaign promises than the ponies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, Ben, I just need to make sure you're not an uninformed voter is all I'm saying.
I already cast that ballot. I wrote my slip.
I just like no, Rhino's like, I voted for Sean Connery. Early voting is stupid. No, that's a quality joke. Come on.
No,
I know it sucks that Sean Connery's dead, but he doesn't need to live through 2021. And by the time we get there and we see what it's like, we're all gonna say to ourselves, "Sean Connery, you lucky bastard, you."
You got out.
Oh God, you got out just in time, son, didn't you? Solid fucking. Listen, guys, I'm going to give you one last opportunity here that you go over to streamlabs.com/YouTube Saints1 because I still ain't changed that shit yet. And you can go ahead and you can cast your ballot in the form of $1. They say vote with your dollar. Well, I'm going to tell you, you should be voting for this show to the tunes of hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, just untold levels of wealth is what I'm trying to generate here. And the more help I get from you from doing that, the closer I get to my goal. That way I can be somebody who has anti-lockdown COVID parties, Kendall Jenner, all day, Justin Bieber, gonna just fucking punch that boy right up in the face space. Put a mask on them all. Listen, I'm trying to generate a revolution here. And revolutions cost money. So y'all go on over there. If you want to give money in memory of Sean Connery, that's fine too. I will put it on as a matter of public record because we haven't played any copywritten music tonight, which is strange. But I will put it on a matter of public record with my own voice, with these own goggles and eyeballs, that, you regret Sean Connery's passing. It'll only cost you a very humble sum of $25, let's say. $25, and I'll let the world know that you liked Sean Connery at one time. How's that sound? Hard.
I mean, if I had a bank account, you sold me right there.
That's a hard deal. That's a hard deal to pass up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
No, that's part of why I have a concussion right now. Is I went to a friend's house to go watch fucking From Russia with Love. One of my favorite fucking Bond films.
And you ended up getting knocked around in the headspace like you were a regular old Johnny Depp.
Time in my book.
Regular old Johnny Depp.
No.
Getting knocked around and getting no justice. Aren't you guys glad I didn't cover that tonight, by the way? For fuck's sake. You should pay me money just for not doing that.
Oh, the spousal abuse?
Yeah. Quality content.
Seriously, like...
Quality
Johnny
content.
Depp,
Through and through.
like, I don't
Quality
like
content.
Tim Burton, but... Yeah. Johnny Depp's wife's a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, big time. Big time, big time, big time. But if one thing, I'm glad as a person who's suffered and been a victim of family court for over a decade, 12 years now. I'm kind of glad that, there's a case out there that shows definitively beyond a reasonable doubt that, facts and logic don't care about your vagina.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, those things just fucking hurt so bad. I need to fix these.
Yeah, no, it's... I've been seeing a lot of the MRA people posting. It's like, hey, we have evidence of somebody that you like having, assault charges placed against a woman.
What's the thing that drives me nuts about MRAs?
It's like no shit.
Well, no,
We
it's
all
really
know it's a
actually.
glaring
Now you know what?
oversight.
It's what drives me fucking nutty and like drives me honestly fucking batshit up the wall crazy about really like any, especially online, but in general, any like ideological sort of movement these people get going. It's not about standing for things. It's about just bitching about what you hate. And I get accused of that a lot myself too. And to a fair extent too, I do a lot of it. But I mean, when it comes to this, it's like, this is the problem with
It's
activists.
safe to say that you are an internet personality.
God, fucking, I will fucking punch you straight in the throat next time I see you. But no, I mean, like, it's funny. Like, a lot of, like, let's just call them the cartoon mafia. Yeah. Like, the static avatar cartoon set on YouTube built careers out of bitching about SJWs, and now they graduated to bitching about the left, right? You never hear anything from these people about solutions. And I think the problem with, like, when I do my videos, is like, I put my pitches when I do at the end. And then I look at my watch time, and I'm like, oh, these people only watch half the video, and then dislike it and comment on it or something like that, And it's just like, yeah, you know what? Radical feminism is a fucking nightmare. And it's wreaked havoc on society in large. But just bagging on about feminism and women in general isn't fucking helping.
It's not doing anything productive.
Yeah, like, where's the conversations about why things like default shared parenting in the cases of separation or divorce? Where's the conversation about that? Instead, it's like fucking pop culture media horse shit. Still trying to imagine Anita Sarkeesian matters. And it's just a sad thing because these people build these platforms, stringing up ire, right? Now, if my own fucking shit hadn't
be
gotten
honest
all
with you.
fucked up before, maybe it might have been better.
I'm kind of retarded.
But it's the kind of thing like, when these people get to the level that they have, you find so many of them. Sargon, Dave Rubin, Tim Pool, and even on the other side, like Hassan, what's his name? From like Young Turks people. Yeah, all these fucking people, they exist exclusively just to shake angry fists, right? And there's never any interest.
They're saber rattling.
Yeah, there's no introspection. There's no actual consideration of like what could make things better, or what's the dynamics, or even like, why is it that these people who I fundamentally disagree with, what causes them to come to these opinions? They never even think about that shit. And because of that, the people who follow them are never expected to think about it either. And so it just keeps going on and on and on in these cycles. And then we're supposed to be surprised when when after like years of what are effectively professional muckrakers and pundits on the YouTubes and other places, doing nothing more than saying, the whole world's fucked and these guys are to blame, that suddenly we're finding like a procession of escalation of force where it went from like dumb street brawls between wannabe ninjas and wannabe Spartan warriors to, oh, now they're carrying guns. Oh, now they're shooting at each other. I kind of feel bad for myself because I thought bombings would come next and I completely forgot about kidnappings. It's like, we've seen this before.
Significant spike.
Yeah.
More.
Well,
like
no.
The whole fucking furniture scandal bullshit of like, hey, why is this armoire named Brian?
Well, and that's the thing is like, and it comes back to the fact that so many people on a regular fucking basis, generally, they've got so much to do on their own. They've got kids to raise. They've got mortgages to pay. They've got jobs to work. And everyone has to work way harder now just to get by than they ever had to in our modern history, right? In our modern prosperous history. And, we know why all that's the case, but the thing is like, what we keep finding is like, ultimately everyone, regardless of their position, whether you're like a Trump fanatic or a fucking QAnon nut job or an ultra progressive super lefty or a fucking communist, whatever it might be, all of these ideas start with this central understanding that I think all of us have, which is that there's something fundamentally fucking wrong with our society right now. But because it's so complicated, because the actual problems we face there's so many of them, they're interconnected, they're exceptionally complicated, and most of them don't actually have any clear and clean answers whatsoever. Like, the best solution is going to be a mitigation of harm. Well, then all of a sudden you get this environment where all of these people are just primed and ready and just dying for answers. Give me some answers, please. And then they find this compelling narrative, which lets them know they're not alone in feeling that everything is fucked. But that everything is indeed fucked, but also they've discovered the answer and they're going to give it to you and you're going to have it now. And this is revealed knowledge. And with this revealed knowledge, you are now smarter than everybody else. I know you probably felt lost and abandoned and clueless before, but don't worry, you have your answers now. And the thing is that anybody who says that these answers aren't correct, they're part of the problem. They're in on it. And so they get this David versus Goliath sensibility about them, where it basically says, like, they've discovered true evil, they're going to fight true evil, and anyone who opposes them is part of true evil. And then what I call the con man's asset. Yeah, and then what I call the con man's asset comes into effect. And that's that the only thing harder than convincing someone of a bullshit lie is convincing someone who's fallen for a bullshit lie that they've been bullshitted. Because all of a sudden that sense of, hey, I'm not lost. I am smart and powerful and I know is challenged. And fuck me. Good luck getting anyone who's fallen into that line of thinking to actually pick up on the notion that maybe they're wrong.
See, I was just thinking this whole time, you're reminding me of having to go back and reread Fight Club.
Why is that?
Because your talk and just that easily digested morsel of information, that's what gets you by. That's what sates you at the end of your long day at work, where your boss that you hate and your wife that's ugly. Like, you come home and you just turn off to tune in to the fucking TV. Don't you just want something just handed to you? Is that all that we're doomed for? That's
a fascinating actually point, because I was thinking about it the other day, and it's funny because it's so difficult for people who, and I love that movie, and I love the book.
The book is spot on.
I like the movie more than the book, just because I don't know. Yeah, it's just a personal issue with Palahniuk's writing style. He's good. It's just not my thing, but it's funny because in reading that book or watching that movie, it's really easy to forget that in that story, Tyler Durden is actually the villain.
Yeah,
he's the bad guy.
He sells you a compelling narrative.
Yeah, and then the thing is like, a lot of people watch it and they're like, yeah, I'd join up Project Mayhem, be a space monkey, and it's
then
like
you failed.
Yeah, it's like, you
ultimately failed.
Yeah, did you not get what was going on there? It's like we're gonna liberate ourselves so that we can be like free individuals in a society, free of rules and obligation.
To everything I say.
And I need you to just do everything I tell you. And when you do that, yeah. And actually, well, Crispy even says the author of the book likes the movie more. It's funny because Palahniuk, I read a thing he wrote one time where, like, I think he's got a daughter, and he's like, yeah, anytime I meet my daughter's boyfriends and they say that their favorite film is Fight Club, I forbid her from talking to them ever again.
Good.
Yeah, it's I mean that's what it is though. I mean, like, to be honest with you, as much as I hate to say this, because also, like, Fight Club, Tyler Durden, it's all an appealing sort of fantasy. But when I look at the Red Hat squad out there, unquestioningly following Big Boss's orders because Big Boss told them.
Project Mayhem.
No, it's not. Well, yeah. Well, no, it's not Project Mayhem because that was a more anarchistic thing. But they are definitely fucking space monkeys. Is the point. And the tricky part I found too, though, with this, is that when you say things like that, right? It's a general pejorative. So you're in effect saying that everyone who is a part of this thing is this mindless retard. That's not true. I mean, there are people out there who support Trump for, I don't want to say good reasons, but let's say intellectually valid ones, like they've justified and rectified their choice to themselves. They don't think he's a good guy. They're not a red hat
Yeah.
cultists. They don't think the pandemic is a hoax, you know? They don't think that every ounce of media that doesn't suck Big Boss's dick is some, you know, communist propaganda. But at the same time, like, you know, they've fallen for a ruse. And then when you point out that the hardcores are cultists who've fallen for a ruse, everyone else who's kind of leaning that way starts thinking you're talking about them. And you got to clarify that you're not, and then all of a sudden you're undermining your own point.
I need to unpack that a little bit, but that's salient.
Well, that's
Wow.
the thing. I mean, like, you know, I despise Trumpism. Like I said before, like I find it unconscionably evil. I do. And then there's no dissuading me from that. But at the same time, like, when I see somebody, like I had somebody actually last week try and defend the family separations, right? And they didn't even go with the whole "it was Obama" angle, because frankly, to me, when you say that, if you know, fucking, you know what, if that was his shit too, then it's still unconscionably evil. It's not who did it, it's the act. But then I hear them say shit like, well, they were illegal. It's like, oh, okay, so they left a terrible environment that they were in that was terrible by no fault of their own, and tried to do right by their families to bring them somewhere that they thought they could live a better life. And so they crossed the line, and they did it illegally, and I get that rustles the jimmies, but the truth is like, is that actual justification for breaking up fucking families? No. It can't be. Because if we as Americans are going to say that we can justifiably do shit like that, well, then all of that notion of, oh, we saved the world from the Nazis, right? You want to talk about we saved the world from totalitarianism and the abject horrors of authoritarian regimes and tyranny, and all of the horrors that come along with it? No, that's all undone. We no longer get to take pride in that. We no longer get to say we're the greatest nation on earth. Because if we're going to actually support a head of state who sucks up to merciless, bloodthirsty, psychotic dictators, and who on our own soil permits what are genuinely gross violations of basic human rights to occur, simply because the people we afflict them to come from other places and they didn't have the right paperwork, I'm fucking sorry. Time to tear down the Statue of fucking Liberty.
Oh, I was about to go there.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's...
what does the placard say on that fucking monument?
Well, that's going to be the crazy
Do
thing.
you think we hold ourselves to that same standard?
Oh yeah, well, just no, wait, because I mean, we already see this new retarded cult right. And let's actually, you know, I think we should call it that from now on, because we've got the alt right.
Retarded cult.
No. We know what the alt right is. The alt right are the ethno nationalists, the racists, the fucking what's that Pillsbury Doughboy motherfucker who got punched in the face? What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Richard Spencer.
Spencer, yeah, right. So we know what the alt right is. I think the Trumpist movement needs to genuinely be called the cult right, because it doesn't stand for conservative principles at all. Outside of ardent, chest-thumping nationalism and a hatred of fear of foreigners, it doesn't stand for anything at all. It simply stands to hate the media, hate the left, hate anything. And it's gotten to a point where these retards actually look at a guy like Joe Biden and they think he's some kind of socialist. It's absurd, and it's a cult, and it's the cult right. That's what we've got on display right now. These are the people who, months after bitching about protesters who are protesting police violence, which results in the murder of innocent people, closing down streets and bridges, they go and close down multiple highways and bridges with their trucks and their Trump sounds, you know? And I think it's perfectly justified. Just after also saying that it's not justified for anyone else to do that. This is where we're at now. Like, we got a cult. We got, you know, people wondering throughout history, how did Mao Zedong, how did Adolf Hitler, how did Franco, how did Mussolini, how did these people come to power? They, you know, clearly everyone needed to see how awful they were, but no, they had supporters. They had cult-like supporters who believe that this big boss will bring them to the promised land. That's exactly where we're at now. And the thing about it is, I don't even hate those people. I hate what they stand for. I hate what they call for. I hate what they represent, but I don't hate them. Because, like, the case is always, it's always this case, is like, everyone's the hero of their own story. No one's the villain. They're not mustachio-twirling people hoping to lay ladies tied up and roped down on the train tracks, No, they genuinely
so you're
believe...
going classic Nuremberg defensive.
Well,
It's like, I have no idea. I was just following orders.
Well, that's kind of what it is.
Well, it is, literally. And that's why the Nuremberg defense works. But I struggle to maintain that optimistic, naive mentality of, good people sitting on their hands is why bad things happen.
Oh, I haven't. No, I have no objection to that notion. But it's more
I struggle to hold on to it.
Well, it's more of a notion that I hope at some point in some way these people who believe that this like frothing, flag waving nationalism, that is hurting people and not doing anyone any good. It's just making certain people feel good. I hope at a certain point that they actually come to this realization as to what it is, like what they're doing, what it's doing to people, and how it's no good for anyone. Because it's okay to have a change of mind. And I think a big part of the problem is that people's investment in what they see as their side gets so deep-rooted within them that the idea of thinking differently or changing your mind even in the slightest becomes like a grave sin that they simply cannot tolerate. My hope is that at a certain point, maybe they'll realize that it's okay, and no, we're not going to be mad at them. And it's okay, and we can, it's like, let's move forward together. I don't know. That's idealistic as fuck, and that's rare for me.
You did change my mind when this pandemic started. Because I was like, fuck yeah, I've been praying for the apocalypse all along. You were like, no. Weren't you a medic? Yeah. Don't you have an obligation to help people? Do you remember that talk? You were probably pretty fucked up at the time.
No, I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you changed my mind. I packed a med kit into my messenger bag I take everywhere with me.
You went out and tried to help people.
I did my due diligence.
Yeah.
Well, you showed me that bow at a fifth column video, and I can't remember what rule number it was, but...
303.
I watched it. I actually watched it.
Yeah, rule 303. If you have the power to do something, you have the obligation to do something, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Well, it does. I mean, I'm glad, like, our conversation actually kind of, like, pushed you in a direction to get you going out and doing things. And, I mean, I still stand by my notion that I welcome and embrace all of this chaos on the grounds that hopefully when the churn has run its course, we'll be able to sort of come back and rebuild. That our catalyst moment will have come. Because the problem with America in respect, especially to the virus, and this is emblematic in the Trumpism that's out there, it's a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon, the WASP mentality.
Like a wasp.
Yeah, well, it's the WASP mentality there, which basically, it states that if you don't acknowledge a problem, it's not actually a problem. But at the same time, everything we've been going through with this has laid all the cards on the table. We can't pretend that things aren't what they are anymore. We have to acknowledge them. And as so many people continue to struggle against acknowledging these truths about about inequality, about the broken nature of our healthcare system, about how poorly prepared for disaster we really are, and also about how our political system itself is so needlessly and hopelessly fraught with corruption and broken processes, these are things that we've been ignoring for so long. Now we need to face them. I embrace the chaos and the madness of this age on the grounds of that I believe when we come out on the other end of it, and we're going to be battered, bloodied, bruised, and broke. But maybe we'll have enough of a perspective to where we can actually start to build or rebuild a society in a way that actually works. Not just for those who sit on the top, but for everyone involved. Because we're not going to be the world leader at the end of this. We're not going to... Our empire days are over.
Oh, I've been talking to your friend Charlie about how... I think we've discussed this even. Rome never fell, just moved west.
Oh, Charlie Bravo?
He's in this Discord. I don't know. He's usually drunk.
That's Chucky, and I told him that. But it was actually it was my actor friend Chris Berry, who goes by Charlie Bravo. He was the one who first said it to me. He was like, "Yeah, Rome never ended, dude. It just kept moving west."
Yeah, it moved to England, and then now it moved to the U.S., and now it's going to China.
Yeah, maybe.
But well, it's shaping up to look that way. But no, I obviously hope it works out like you're predicting. I want people to realize
this is the closest you'll ever. This is the closest
allies during this fucking point.
Yeah, this is the closest you'll ever actually find me dipping into optimism in this sense. But at this point, we are actually reaching the 2.5 hour mark. Well, with that, Ben, is there? I mean, what would you like? Would you like to leave us with anything? Would you like to cap the show off tonight?
Oh wow. Okay then. Hi Kimmy. That's it. Just hi Kimmy. Retail Archaeology is a great channel, local YouTuber. I've met him. There's your default. I'm signal boost on him. But hi Kimmy. She'll see this in about a week.
There we go. All right, and well, I'm gonna trebuchet your ass. I'm gonna close this show out with Jables. Ben, always good to talk to you. I hope you're holding. Hope you're holding in there, holding down, holding all the things. Is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk again soon, huh? Oh, by the way, make sure to come back tomorrow because, like I said, we got that election special going. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah. I'm probably fired at this point, so hey, I'll be here.
All right. Well, trebuchet goes. Jables, do the springy noise real quick. Oh, there he goes. Look, there he goes. Sailing off into the wild blue yonder. Goodbye, Ben. Hope you land softly. Well, Jables, I'm gonna let you have yourself a last word there.
Okay. Politics are still going to be going on. Just because the election happens doesn't mean it's not going to be everywhere and flooded into your brains. So check out Lesser Saints of Discord, where we never talk about politics. Friday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/Lesser Saints of Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why this show is at 9 every night now. So just to keep it consistent, I figure,
Huh?
Oh, well, no, I mean, I usually do the Monday and Wednesday shows at 8, and then the Friday show at 9, and then I realized if I just make them all happen at 9, then when people ask me when the show is on, I can tell them in one sentence instead of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but no, good plug, dude, good plug. Never miss an opportunity. Exactly. Well, I guess in this case, because I'm ending the show now myself, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to be one of these people who sits here and tells you to go out and vote regardless, I got 2 things to say. Go out and vote if you're going to vote for what's genuinely in the best interest of this country. If you're Trump supporter, remember, the election has been moved to Wednesday, November 4th. Just keep, mark that on your calendar there. But
He's
no,
not allowed to vote on Tuesday.
Yeah, but no, in general, like, none of us have good options. Anybody who's excited about this election is a moron. There's no way around that. But if you're gonna go vote, and I say you probably should, if you haven't already, vote genuinely according to your conscience. Vote according to what your ethics and your morals genuinely dictate are what makes for a good person and a good leader. Don't excuse bullshit simply on the grounds that, you can't tell if it's true or something like that. No. Weigh the options. Go out and make your vote. Make your choice. Fuck it. Vote for Vermin Supreme. If you're the kind of person like me who thinks these people are horrible, vote for Vermin Supreme. Yeah, and vote naked. Sarah Silverman said so. In fact, show up to the polls butt naked with a mask, because that's the only thing I'm going to be bitching at you about. But long and short, get ready for this nightmare to continue on. It's not going to get better anytime soon. But hopefully maybe it will be less bad. And in the meantime, remember, I'm always going to be here. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the reason we call it that, Jables. And yeah, just come back on. We'll make fun of more news. We will have a good old time. Also, for those who are actually subscribed to my channel, my Wizard of Claws channel there, on Thursday, and I think it's going to be exceptionally timely, especially given that we don't know what the fuck is going to happen tomorrow or the day after. But on Thursday, I'm going to be speaking to Frank Mink, who is effectively the basis for American History X. We're talking about an ex-neo-Nazi skinhead he let that shit go a long time ago, and he's been an anti-radicalization speaker for quite a while now. He's going to be joining me on my channel. We're going to be talking about radical ideology, how people fall into it, how people can get out of it, how it affects society, and what we need to be aware of in respect to how we respond to it. It should be a really good conversation, and I hope you guys will join me then. Of course, like, share, subscribe. I have a Patreon. You can go and be a patron now, and all kinds of great things will happen for you and the country. It's a patriotic matter. But in the meantime, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you coming through. I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope you have a safe and fair and open, sexy election tomorrow. And I will see you all again on Wednesday, and then again on Thursday. And, yeah, that's really all I got. I hope you like the goggles. I stole them from my friend. Bye.